What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mel Got Game. It's your boy Mel. Here I cover top plays, top sports news, and breakdowns of the previous week. So if that interests you, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into last week's crazy divisional round weekend. So let's go ahead and get into my predictions from last week. I'm gonna lower my target score to 15 since it was only 4 games last week. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't hit this target score, do not be upset because last week was crazy. It was very unpredictable. I don't think anybody saw anything coming from last week. So they weren't even bad predictions. It was just a really unpredictable weekend. For our first game, we had the Bengals at the Titans. I predicted the Bengals would come in and beat the number 1 seed 24-21. And they actually came in and won 19-16 from a walk-off field goal by Evan McPherson. You're gonna see that's a growing theme in these divisional round matchups. So yeah, I get 5 points for that game. For our next game, we got the Niners at the Packers. I predicted the Packers would win 30-21, and I don't think anybody in the world expected this to happen. We knew it was at Lambeau, and we thought the Packers were going to come in and have home field advantage. They're used to playing in the cold, but the Niners actually came and won 13-10, so I get 0 points for that one. Nobody in the world thought that was even going to be possible. So for our next game, we got the Rams at the Buccaneers. I said the Buccaneers will win 30-27. I did get the final score correct. However, the Rams were the ones that ended up with 30 points, and the Buccaneers are the ones that ended up with 27 points. Rams got out to a strong start. I think it was 27-3, and then the Buccaneers ended up coming back and capitalizing on the Rams' mistakes. It was very reminiscent of the 28-3 Super Bowl 51 when the Patriots came back against the Atlanta Falcons. But history will not rewrite itself for Tom Brady as the Rams would hold on and advance to the NFC Championship. For our last game, we got the Bills at the Chiefs. Arguably the best game of the year. I said the Bills will win 30-26. I thought they were going to get over that hump of the Chiefs, but the Chiefs won 42-36. They're going on to the AFC Championship, and I get 0 points for that one. So as you can see, I only got 5 right, meaning I only got 1 game right. But however, we were treated to an exciting and thrilling weekend of playoff football. So hey, if it means I can watch games like this every weekend, I'll take my predictions being wrong every time. So for my punishment this week, I'm gonna do wall sits. I haven't done wall sits in like forever, but if I'm a little rusty, don't yell at me. Just let me struggle, okay? So usually I recap about 2 games that kind of just caught my eye or 2 games that were just really good that week. But since every game was good last week, I'm gonna just go ahead and recap pretty much all of the games. Briefly though, not go into depth about all of them, but just briefly recap everything that happened last week and just give a brief little overview of divisional round weekend. For our first game, we have the Bengals at the Titans. Bengals actually had the edge for most of the game, but after halftime, the Titans found a way to battle back and make the game 16-16. Titans actually had the ball late with the chance to go ahead and win the game, but Ryan Tannehill threw his 3rd interception into double coverage, which gave the Bengals great field position and a chance to win the game. Bengals then moved into field goal range, and Evan McPherson drilled a walk-off field goal to send the Bengals to the AFC Championship for just the 3rd time in their franchise history. Walk-off field goals were a growing theme this entire divisional round matchup. You're going to see a lot more of those as we go down these recaps. So yeah, they're the only team in the NFL playoffs remaining that have not won a Super Bowl. And it is also worth mentioning that Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times, which tied an NFL record. The last time that happened was when Warren Moon was sacked 9 times in 1970. So how they won that game is just a credit to their defense and their offense for just pushing through. For our next game, we got the 49ers at the Packers. Packers actually struck first early with an A.J. Dillon touchdown. I remember when I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, Packers got this. They go ahead and struck first early. I was like, 49ers have no chance. But then the game was then dominated mostly by defensive plays, and the next score actually came when the 49ers kicked a field goal with about midway in the third quarter to make it 7-3. Packers would then extend their lead by a field goal to make it 10-3. But then the turning point in the game came when the 49ers blocked a punt and returned it for a touchdown to even the score 10-10. Both teams would then struggle on offense from here on out until the 49ers gave Robbie Gould a 45-yard attempt to send the Niners to the NFC Championship. Their last appearance came in 2019, where they beat the Green Bay Packers, ironically, 37-20. So our next game, we got the Rams at the Buccaneers. This game was crazy. I mean, every game was crazy, so it's not like me saying this was crazy. It's like a shocker or anything. But the Rams got out to a 27-3 lead about midway through the third quarter. From here on out, the Rams will actually lose 4 fumbles over the course of the game, giving the Buccaneers the opportunity to come back with each mistake they made. Rams began to panic as Brady and the Bucs offense continued to make the Rams pay for their mistakes. And with about 42 seconds left in the game, the Buccaneers tied the game 27-27 with an 8-yard touchdown run by Leonard Fournette. They started to look very much like Brady's infamous comeback versus Atlanta in Super Bowl 51, but history will not rewrite itself for Brady as Stafford and Cooper Kupp hook up for a 32-yard reception to give Matt Gay a 30-yard walk-off field goal attempt to send the Rams to the NFC Championship game. All first 3 games so far have ended in walk-off field goal attempts, so that was crazy in itself. And the Rams' last NFC Championship appearance came in 2018, where they beat the Saints 26-23. I said the best for last, Bills at the Chiefs. I'm not even gonna lie, this is seeming like it's shaping up to be like a late 1980s Bulls and Pistons rivalry of the NFL, but we'll see. We're gonna get into it. They went back and forth the entire game, tying the game 3 times and exchanging leads 7 times. Bills scored with 13 seconds to go with Josh Allen to Gabriel Davis. Had a fantastic game, by the way, which made the score 36-33. Celebrating then started to ensue on the Buffalo Bills sideline and at home in Buffalo, but 13 seconds was all the Chiefs needed as Mahomes dumped it off to Tyreek Hill to get the ball to the 44-yard line. This then set up Mahomes' throw to Kelsey with 8 seconds left on a seam route where Kelsey is able to make it to the 30-yard line for a 49-yard game-time field goal attempt by Harrison Butker. Butker makes a field goal and the game goes into overtime. From here, the Chiefs will win the coin toss and the Bills will not see the ball for the rest of the game as Mahomes and the Chiefs drove down the field, capping their drive with an 8-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce to send the Chiefs to the AFC Championship game for the 4th consecutive year. So many players and fans were upset at the NFL's overtime rules after the game. Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants actually chimed in after the game and said, "So whoever wins the coin toss wins the game." Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Detroit Lions said, "Great game by both teams, but overtime rules have got to change. No coin flip should have that much power." Keenan Allen of the Los Angeles Chargers said, "OT games are not decided by a coin toss. Defense wins championships. Don't ever forget it." Now, everybody has their take on the NFL's overtime rules and if they should change or not. But regardless, it was a great game by both teams. That was just the icing on the cake for a great divisional round weekend of football. Now, something that was actually crazy to me was that Travis Kelce actually improvised his route on the play that got the Chiefs into field goal range. Check out this clip.
They might man you up. I'm saying go outside and come back in like you're running a route outside. That way when you come back in, I can get in the way.
They actually have a chance to get Butker in field goal range here.
Hey. They play it like that. That seam is open.
8 seconds left, down 3.
Now, if that's not team chemistry right there, I don't know what is. Now, this is going to come as a shock to all sports fans, but the GOAT, Tom Brady, is not 100% certain that he will come back next season. Let's see what he had to say in his post-game press conference after his loss to the Rams.
To it, so I'll just take it day by day and see what happens.
Did you at least take a moment as you came off the field or at any time today to think about that, to think that this might be the last time I'm out here?
No, I was thinking about winning. That's kind of my mentality always, to go out there and try to win. Give my team the best chance to win.
So as you can see, Brady wasn't so certain that he will be coming back, but he wasn't so certain that he will not be coming back either. So it's just something that we're going to have to keep an eye on in the coming weeks and see how it all plays out. Regardless, if he wants to come back for another year, he can. He has one more year on his contract, so he is in every right to do so. But if he doesn't and he decides to step away, it has been a great career for Tom Brady. Truly has cemented himself as the greatest quarterback of all time. Another great quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, was asked about his future with the Green Bay Packers following his loss versus the 49ers in the divisional round. Let's see what he had to say in his post-game interview.
Future stand?
I mean, I did not think we'd be talking about this after this game, but
Right.
I'm going to take some time and have conversations with the folks around here, and then take some time away and make a decision. Obviously, before free agency or anything kind of gets going on that front, but it's fresh right now. It's a little shocking for sure. Definitely haven't, was hoping to have, nice week after the NFC Championship to enjoy the lead up and then start contemplating some things. So I haven't even let the moment really sink in yet.
So as you can see by Aaron Rodgers' post-game interview, he was not contemplating whether he wanted to come back to Green Bay or whether he wanted to play for a different team for the 2022 season. He said that he wasn't even expecting to be, talking about this type of stuff this early in the playoffs. But what we do know is that at the beginning of the season, he was very adamant about not wanting to come back to Green Bay, and during the offseason, and just expressing his displeasure with management and everything. Him and Davante Adams even sharing on their Instagram stories that this was going to be their last dance together. So it's been a while since that has happened and that has took place. So we're going to see if those feelings still stand in the coming weeks. And if those feelings are still very much there, and if he wants to move on from Green Bay or if he wants to stay for the 2022 season. This is just another situation worth monitoring. Some sad news for New Orleans Saints fans, as head coach Sean Payton has decided to step down from his position after 15 years. In that time span, he took the team to 9 playoffs, 7 division titles, 1 conference title, and 1 Super Bowl win when they beat the Indianapolis Colts in 2009, 31-17. He has already had multiple offers from sports news networks to become a sports analysis for their network. But regardless of what he does moving forward, he has had an amazing coaching career. Now it's time for our players of the week. We have 2, an offensive and defensive, for the divisional round. So let's see which 2 players took it home. For our offensive, we have Gabriel Davis, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. I know they lost, but Gabriel Davis's performance should not go unnoticed. This man would not let the Chiefs get any sort of lead. Anytime the Chiefs scored, he's coming right back and he's scoring again. He caught 8 of his 10 passes for 201 yards and 4 touchdowns, including a touchdown at the end of the game to give the Buffalo Bills the lead with about 13 seconds left on the clock. And he averaged 25.1 yards per catch. I feel like most of the Chiefs defense was kind of centered around stopping Stephon Diggs, which opened up an opportunity for other receivers for the Bills to get open and make something happen. And Gabriel Davis took the opportunity and he seized the moment. For our defensive player of the week, we have Aaron Donald, defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams. He finished the game with 5 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, and 3 quarterback hits. Every week, Aaron Donald is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman and any offensive line going against him. But I feel like it just gets amplified in the playoffs by like 5. Like, I don't know. You could throw any double team, triple team, whatever at Aaron Donald. He's still going to find a way to get to the quarterback. So, yeah, congrats to Aaron Donald on being named Defensive Player of the Week. And congrats to the Rams on moving on to the NFC Championship. For our next segment, we got the plays of the week. I put my top 3 plays in order of what plays I think were the best, but you guys can let me know in the comments which ones you like the most. For our number 3 play of the week, we have San Francisco's blocked punt recovered by Hufanga for a touchdown. I honestly think if San Francisco does not get this blocked punt, they do not win this game. For our number 2 play, we have Ryan Tannehill throws a deep ball to A.J. Brown, double covered. Y'all finna see how he made this catch in a minute. But wow, A.J. Brown, he's been emerging as one of the league's top receivers because of plays like this. And Ryan Tannehill was able to find him on a deep ball. Look at his one-handed catch in the pocket too. Like, for our number 1 play, we have Josh Allen to Gabriel Davis. He was so wide open. And I was so confused when I was watching this on TV. I was like, how is he so wide open? We finna see what happened. This is so disrespectful on so many levels. Look at this. Double move. Oh, no, my ankles. Oh, no. So let's go ahead and get into these matchups for these conference title games. We're one step closer to seeing who's going to be in Super Bowl 56. For our first conference matchup, we have the Bengals at the Chiefs. This is the AFC Conference Championship, and they're playing at 3 o'clock on Sunday. The Bengals are just coming off a 19-16 win over the top-seeded Titans, and the Chiefs are just coming off a overtime thriller versus the Bills in the divisional round. They're coming in with a lot of momentum, and their fans are going to be so loud. Arrowhead seems like one of the worst places to play in if you're the opposing team. So the Bengals are going to have a tough time. We're going to see if that plays any factor in how they play on Sunday. They played earlier in the season in Cincinnati, where the Bengals actually won 34-31 on a walk-off field goal by Evan McPherson. We're going to see this time around which team is going to be able to get the edge in this AFC Conference Championship matchup. For our NFC Conference Championship, we have the 49ers at the Rams. 49ers are coming off a low-scoring game versus the Green Bay Packers, where they had to kick a field goal to win the game 13-10. And the Rams are coming in off a similar situation, but their game was very high-scoring, and they had to kick a field goal to win the game 30-27. These teams are divisional rivals, and in the regular season, the 49ers actually came out victorious on both games they played. But this is the playoffs. Anything goes. We're going to see who's going to be able to come out on top. The 49ers are going to have to limit their mistakes on offense. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to limit the turnovers. He has been very fortunate that his defense has been able to bail him out these past 2 games when it comes to his turnovers. But this game, I don't think he's going to be able to create those turnovers like he usually has and end up winning the game. I think the Rams are coming in ready to play. They know exactly what they want to do on offense and on defense, and they're ready to come in, shut the 49ers down, and come out with the win. Let's go ahead and get into our predictions. There's only 2 games, so let's go ahead and knock them out. We got our conference title championships on the line. For our first game, we got the Bengals at the Chiefs, the AFC Championship. Kansas City is favored by 7 points. And I think the Chiefs go ahead and win this one 34-28. I've been going back and forth with this one for a minute, but I think the Chiefs go ahead and win it. Chiefs are just such a good team. Their 4th consecutive conference championship that they will be appearing in. The Bengals are a great team as well, but they're very young, and I think experience honestly just plays a factor at the end of the day. And they're also playing in Arrowhead. That's going to be very hard. That's going to be very hard. That stadium and those fans when they're in Arrowhead, it's absolutely nuts. Anyway, for our NFC Championship matchup, we have the Niners at the Rams. Los Angeles is favored by 3.5 points. And I think the Rams go ahead and win it 26-17. Rams have a lot of momentum going into this game. And as long as they don't let the Niners come in and take their stadium over, like all their fans, like they did, I think that was the last game of the season. The Niners came in and took over the whole stadium. So as long as that doesn't happen, Rams should have a pretty good, pretty good chance to win this game. So yeah, guys, that's all the time I have for today. If you like this video, click like. If you are not subscribed yet and you like my content, go ahead and do that as well. I upload weekly content for you guys to enjoy. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week on Mel Got Game. Peace.